Azure Data Factory Real-Time Scenario 3. Copy data from HTTP server to Azure Data Lake gen2. Prerequisites. Create a Azure Data Lake gen2 storage. Create a Azure Data Factory. Create a linked service for HTTP server. Create a linked service for Azure Data Lake gen2 storage. Now let's move on to Azure portal. Now this is my Azure portal. Now I'm going to here storage accounts. Under the storage account, I have a demo ADLS sync storage. This is my Azure Data Lake gen2 storage. I have a container. Under the container, the name of the container is sync and there is a folder raw. I don't have files anything here. Now I have to copy data from HTTP server. Here HTTP server is nothing but any website. So we are copying data from any one of the website to our Azure Data Lake gen2 storage using Azure Data Factory. Now let's move on to Azure Data Factory. So this is my Azure Data Factory which I have already created. Now click on Open Azure Data Factory Studio. So under the Manage tab, we have linked service. So I already have created linked services. One is Azure Data Lake Storage for using for Azure Data Lake Storage, and one is HTTP server to copy the data from HTTP server to Azure Data Lake Storage. Now move on to the Author tab and under the data sets. So let me delete the data sets which I have already. And let me delete everything. Okay. So I have deleted everything. Now this is fresh. Now under the data sets, now click on new data sets, and our new data set is also we are copying data from HTTP server. So our source is HTTP. So click on HTTP and search for it. And the type of file is delimited. So I'm clicking in the delimit and I click on continue and I give the name of the data set. DS data set HTTP server. My linked services, this is the which one I am using, and I know the first row as a header, so I'm clicking on OK. Next, so here we have to give her that what we can say base URL. So here base URL is nothing but from here in the it is total URL. In this total URL from HTTP2 up to here, the this called base URL or original website, and the remaining is called and relative URL. So we need to perform this thing. So this base URL already taken from our linked service. Now go into the relative URL and type the remaining thing and need to test the connection. So connection was successful. So we are completed with source data sets. Now we are to going for destination data set. So our destination data set is ADLS Azure Data Lake. Data Lake gen2. Click on that, click on continue, click on eliminated, OK, and we have to give here sync data set. So data set sync. Now let me give the and we need to choose the folder, the raw. Click on OK. So we know that it's the first row as a header. So click on that, click on OK. So our file is going to save under the file path sync container, the name of the container, the folder, and we have to give the name here vaccine tracker score tracker dot csv. So the file is the name of the file is vaccine tracker. Now we have completed both the data sets. So first one is sync data set, another one is source data set. Now we require a pipeline to perform the copy activity. So now the name of the pipeline I'm giving here pipeline underscore HTTP server to ADLS. Now search here copy activity under the activities and then drag here. Give the name copy data. Go to the sink and give the our source is HTTP server. Next sink under the sink we need to give here sink data set. So by this we have completed our mapping. So now we have to go for validate. So the your pipeline has been validated. Now go and click on debug. So our debug has started and the status is queued. So we need to wait 1 or 2 minutes to complete the our process. So now it is progress. So we need to wait until it was successful. Still we need to wait because still it is in progress. Now the status was succeed. So if you see here on the spec symbol, so we'll get the symbol. So there will be a copy activity from HTTP to Azure Data Lake gen2 storage. And the files read how many files we have copied? 1. And the written is also 1. And it will give all the remaining details. Now let me go to our Azure portal and see the file. So storage accounts and demo ADLS storage is my gen2 storage. Click on container and sync container, the name of the container and see there is a file. So the file has been copied. So in this way we can copy a if any one of the file from HTTP server to Azure Data Lake gen2. Thank you.